With Ukraine consumed by war, these NATO Special Ops soldiers are preparing in case the conflict spreads. This exercise involves a simulated field hospital near Riga, Latvia. Organizers take these war games so seriously, they've even designed a dummy patient who blinks, bleeds, and responds to a medic's actions. He's driven to where a special ops team has secured a highway. Then, in pitch blackness, they land a large twin-engine aircraft on a tiny strip of asphalt for an emergency airlift. This is an exercise aimed at improving battlefield medicine. The commanders say they're already learning lessons from the war in Ukraine.
That simulator allows
this U.S. military doctor, who we can't identify, says Ukraine's ability to patch up wounds quickly where soldiers get hurt is saving lives.
I'm impressed. The ability to create a trauma system on the fly from an unanticipated invasion is pretty remarkable. That shows the resilience of the people and their will to fight.
CBC News was given unusual access to NATO's special forces this week in 3 nations that border the Ukraine conflict, including Romania, which had a boarding at sea exercise, and Lithuania, where special ops teams surrounded and then stormed a building filled with enemy fighters. The show of strength and coordination is aimed both at the home front and Russia, says this NATO expert.
So this will be very much showing Russia that they are orientating towards the Russian threat, but also NATO does a lot of public engagement, not just within their own member states, but globally, and they will want to showcase their capabilities.
While Canadian units did not take part in the exercises we could film, this Latvian says all NATO countries now effectively act as a single team.
I personally have a lot of good friends in Ukraine. Knowing that what they're going through, we show all the support that we can. We're with them in our hearts, and we're ready to defend whatever we need.
These exercises were scheduled before Russia invaded Ukraine, but every soldier we talked to said you can't ignore the obvious, that there's now an unprecedented sense of urgency. Chris Brown, CBC News, near Vilnius, Lithuania.